The PL Show is brought to you by Kel Chaco, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. Last week on the PL Show,
I came out of my mother's womb dancing.
a performer.
But the acting bit, I discovered that when I was given the opportunity, it was in search of money to go back to school. That's why I went into acting. And I said, okay, what's the message? He said, the president wants you to be the deputy minister for tourism, culture, and cinemas. And I just froze. And then I asked him what people usually say. And he said, people usually say yes. I said, okay, then yes. And guess what? I hung up, I sat on the floor and started crying.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm on fat missy way.
The patcho bantama.
Matias.
That's a faco.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me Gidi say we use Kel 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Kel 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasan.
Ile ko saying. Kel 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
Hey, you will see so feeling when you know Kel 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy.
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Chocolate Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Chocolate Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel chocolate toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome to the program. This is the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. Honorable, you're welcome once
Oh,
again.
thank you, Keminni.
Why do you think you were chosen?
Why?
Yes.
I was qualified.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I mean, I think that favor plus the bridge of whoever told His Excellency that she can do it. Favor and
Right.
the person who availed herself to be used by the grace of God to put me there. But I didn't take it for granted.
At this time, were you active in partisan politics?
Yes and no. I wasn't, and I still don't really, except of course in my constituency. I wasn't always on the stage, but I was involved in 31st December Women's Movement, and it was the engine of the party at the time. And I wasn't just producing by the far side for them, even with sharing of the paraphernalia and all of that, and attending all their events in that respect. But even now, my campaign is usually door to door and meeting in the communities. I don't do big platform campaign my constituency.
Why are you choosing to be intentional about that? Be Dzifa Gomashie, not necessarily riding on the back of partisan politics.
Well, to what end really? What's the end game? Okay, the end must justify the means. Why am I even contesting? That there's a calling that I feel in my spirit. I've always been a gender advocate. I've always spoken about the fact that I'm here, not only as a woman, but as a human being. Can you see me as a human being? And I found that lacking in my part of the Volta region. And I've said on many platforms that in the 9 constituencies that make the southern part of the Volta region, no woman has come to Parliament till I came. And I thought that, why not be the example? I also thought that patriarchy is so endemic. Patriarchy is the very air that we breathe in my part of the country. And I think that the world has shifted, but we were stuck in the rut. And I needed to show the example that it is doable. After all, kings, queens, chiefs, presidents, what have you, they all have one head. And we have one head.
As well.
They have 2 eyes. We have 2 eyes. And it's only perhaps the physiology, the biology side of us is different. And one is macho and the other is not. But thinking capacity, really, an ability to advocate and speak on behalf of a people, does that have to be genderized? Does it have to be a man only who can do it? And I challenge myself that if no woman from the 9 constituencies have been there, and no actress, professionally speaking, has also been there, what exactly are we talking about? So go and break that ceiling and let's see what happens.
And you did.
And I did, by grace.
You did indeed.
By
I want to
grace.
come back to that appointment.
Yes.
How did the industry react to your appointment?
I think there was a huge excitement. I remember receiving calls from Professor Martin Osu, Auntie Sutherland, Akunu Dake, Kokwa Matefio. I got calls from all these people who have watched me grow, who told me, you can do this.
You can do it.
And I suppose that if I see how, even now, I still do get invitations from the industry to their events, I see that as appreciation. If they were so unhappy with my output, I'm sure they would have been quick to forget about me. But I still get overwhelmed with the love that I receive from them. Did it come with challenges? Absolutely, like everything else. And I'm not one to dwell on the negative. I'm just a ball of fire, happy about everything.
Right.
And I think that also that it's a state of mind. Whether you let a bad experience or a good experience put you down or up, it's a choice you have to make. And I've decided not to dwell on the challenges that came with the appointment.
I think if I remember correctly, there was a lot more criticism when you wanted to enter Parliament than when you became Deputy Minister for Tourism. People thought that an actress, like they did with Grace Omabo.
Yes.
People thought that an actress shouldn't be in Parliament. Politics is not a thing for you.
Yes.
What was that period like?
Please stop him.
It didn't stop you?
Oh,
it didn't
please.
do anything?
Oh, please. See where you have brought us anyway.
Yeah.
Those of you who are the perfect people with the perfect courses and professions, see where you brought this country. Leave it in our hands for 8 years and see the magic that we creatives would have done for you. So why should I even be intimidated or worried about your negative comments? It's I think that, and maybe it's not even true, maybe it's only in my head. I think when people are being negative to me, it's because you have seen something that I have that you don't have.
Which is possible.
So usually, I'm not even...
But I think today they'll be eating their words.
It's still the thing for them. Look, there's a joke between my girlfriend, Mavis Odoko, and I, where we say, I does not care even.
So in this case, you does not care even.
No, I does not care even. The thing is not to... I've never, even though my work made people happy, the reason was not to go and make you happy. There's a task to be performed. Am I qualified to perform that task? If it's yes to me, if I say yes to myself, it doesn't matter what you think outside of me. My mother should be alive to tell people this. Maybe I want to sit. The moment she says, sit down, I say, oh, Mama, please, I'm tired. I don't want to sit. I want to stand.
Yeah.
There's that which I came with, which I myself cannot even stop. So I think that I'm like the blind, was it a frog, that crossed the river because it didn't hear, it was deaf. So it didn't hear people screaming like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
So it just kept going. That's me. I see something, I think I convinced myself I can do this. I just kneel down and pray. And then I invoke the spirit of my ancestors to be with me.
Indeed.
And then I go.
Indeed.
And I'm usually very ready for the consequences of my actions. I'm always very ready. So before I take that leap, then it means I've given it good thought.
Right. What a typical day in your life like?
My day really will start like that. My dad's house, inside my office, say my prayer, inside the chamber, Parliament. There's no school that teaches you how to be a good parliamentarian. It's from observation. So I like to sit in the chamber a lot, observing things and participating as much as I can.
Let's take a look at you in 360.
Honorable Abla Dzifa Gomashie is a Ghanaian veteran actress, a producer, a screenwriter, and a politician. She was appointed as the Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture by former President John Dramani Mahama in 2013. Honorable Abla Dzifa Gomashie is the Member of Parliament of Ketu South constituency. In Parliament, she serves on the Poverty Reduction Strategy Committee and the Trade, Industry and Tourism Committee. Honorable Abla Dzifa Gomashie is a Queen Mother in the Aplao traditional area and believes that everybody is born great and so should be given equal opportunities in life.
This is a gorgeous picture.
Oh, well, somebody's been busy.
How do you feel seeing all that?
Surprised? Pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly.
Yes.
What is it like when you go to your constituency?
Listen, they love me and I love them. When I go to the constituency, I go on radio to announce my presence that I'm on vacation and I've come. I'm going to be here for maybe a month, too. I don't know when we'll be called, but I'm available and I'll be in my office if you want to see me. Plus, I have a staff in the office, so they receive all the letters and the invitations on my behalf. And I like to go through each single one of them a minute on it.
Oh, amazing.
Yes,
Why
I
do you choose to do that?
They want to talk to me, and they've taken the trouble to write to me. So I must see what are they saying. Can I do something about it? Can I not? I must respond even if I don't have it. So you can go and look elsewhere. And look, without making it look like I want to be a saint, I just think it's easier that I treat others as I want to be treated. Somebody needs my attention, okay? Or they want this cup. I say, Keminni has already asked me for the cup. So let me write it down. Maybe I'll get another one and then you will have that. How about that? Finish. So I want your arm. I say, no, I don't have an arm. I have my nail. Do you want it? Yeah, take. So I want to see it so they know that I'm paying attention to them.
Right.
You know, the aspirations of the constituents is for the party they voted for to do a certain thing. And you are the contact of them to the party, right? So I know where the party stands on some issues or most issues, and I know what Parliament empowers me to do. So it is to give them what I know, right? So plus, if I don't answer the letters, if I'm on vacation, what am I going to be doing really?
If you don't talk to them, what would you be doing?
So I tell them that every day I'll be in the office. I'll be sitting in front of the office. If you are in the church or passing, please wave at me. And they do.
And they do.
And they'll scream, Mama! And I'll say, yay! You never. And they're happy and I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know?
That they appreciate that personal relationship.
I feel a lot of love. Listen, I But 84,000 and over people voted for me. That's a lot of people.
It is.
To love you.
It is.
It's not because I cooked apple for them or I gave them water or anything. 84,000 and over, that's a lot of people. You know, and even the primaries, if I see the number of people that voted for me, incredible. Between me and the other contestant, it's 632 votes difference. That's a lot of love.
It is.
Yeah?
It is.
The least I can do is answer these letters. It's not always in a positive way. Sometimes I have to say an emphatic no.
No. The 360 segment is brought to you by the Kel 360 toothpaste brand. If you're looking for something appropriate for the entire family, try Kel 360 toothpaste. It's mint flavored. It would freshen your breath, brighten your teeth, prevent cavity, and protect your gum from decaying. Is suitable for the entire family. Is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. So you have cultivated that personal relationship with your constituents, and you're going again. Talk to your constituents. I'm sure they can hear you.
My constituents. I speak to them even when I'm in Accra. I make the radio stations call me that I've missed them. I want to greet Curtis out. And I go on. I do. So Mama Bonaho. They have songs for me that they sing when they see me.
Which one is that?
Mama Bonae, mi jo for Modo Bonae, Mama Bonae.
What does it mean?
So Mama is coming. Clear the path for her. Oh yeah, they have lots. Don't let me sing anymore, please.
Why should they call you Mama?
Because I was installed Mama in 2012. Togbi Fiti Madiba called me and decided that he and his elders have decided to honor me with the title Mama Jamadu the first. So he got men to carry me on their shoulders. If I've ever been afraid in my life, that was the day. Fear of height and of falling. Yeah, so I'm Mama Jamadu, and that's why they call me Mama.
When you look back at your life, you have done so much for yourself, but also so much for other people. We saw you with the young girls there. Were those from your
my constituency? That's in Agbozuma. The last menstrual hygiene day. I'm very passionate about that. I distributed some sanitary towels to the children. You know, sometimes we make policies with good intention, but the implementation is a bit faulty. Sometimes we lose the sight of the fact that there are people who really and genuinely do not have 10 cedis for food for today. And then they are girls, and then they have to buy sanitary towels because biologically they have to menstruate so procreation can go on. And then they get shortchanged because we've made a policy to tax that product which they need because they are women. And to think that Ghana calls it a luxury tax, shame on us.
Indeed.
All of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But as you influence those girls, you too were influenced by some women in your life. You mentioned earlier, Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rollins.
My peers too have also done that, actually. Some of the things they did were not consciously to shape me, but it did. And that's the thing about being on a certain pedestal that not everybody gets to. We need to be conscious of that what we do as women in leadership affects people who don't know us, who we don't know either. In fact, they are in the majority. Yeah. The majority of the people do not know that what we're doing is influencing them. And so, even though I could walk into, fill a form and say, I want to see Mrs. Rawlings, and I'll be booked and I'll go and see her, there were also things that I saw them do from a distance that shaped my thinking. And one of the things that I learned from a very early age was their resilience. It didn't matter what the men said about them, the names they called them, they could not be bothered. In fact, please mothers forgive, but they used to laugh at some of them actually. They thought it was hilarious how they thought them as like some women jata or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. They thought it was hilarious, you know, and they just went on and got exactly what they wanted to. Like empowering women to have their own money at the end of their cloth, and not to stay at home waiting for the man to go and come back through all those Gary processing centers they created in the districts and in all the regions, really. I mean, such thoughtfulness, such vision that, yes, by all means, we will carry the child in our womb, but when the child comes out, we should be interested in what the child is going to eat, where they are going to grow up, and what they become. And they set that up in my head, that it's okay that I'm first lady to a President Rawlings.
Yeah.
And my friends from school, I'm told that Mrs. Rawlings went to school with Auntie Sisi and Auntie Sherry. My friends from school can together have one vision that we want to do this. And they did. We don't celebrate them enough, but that's my job, to celebrate them when I speak about my life, to say that they may not have done everything perfect, but anyway, who is perfect?
It's perfect,
right?
yeah.
But they did so much for us women. The courage to speak up and say, make this a law, that PNDC law 111, that when I'm your wife and you die, what you got from working, even though I was not officially employed, because I'm your wife and I stayed home and gave you peace of mind, what you own is for us.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you
They
see,
deserve their flowers.
they too deserve their, no, they deserve their pegs.
Yeah.
They ensure that their position in life mattered to them and to the rest of women folk.
Indeed.
And if you don't learn from that, when are you going to learn? Do you see? So we must strive to do well for ourselves, but it must influence more people. Then you are successful.
Right. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste. I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids. Happy smile.
Welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL show. My guest today is a phenomenal lady who is Member of Parliament for Ketu South constituency, Honorable Abla Dzifa Gomashie. Parliament has passed the affirmative action bill finally.
Hallelujah.
What does it mean for women really in this country?
You know that the bill is to remove the social, cultural, political, and economic imbalance. That's as simple as I can put it. It's to remove that from our system so that we have equal opportunities and equal pay and equal reward and equal appreciation for what we do and what we bring to the table. But truthfully, I think that the gap has happened because of structural, institutional, and cultural barriers that have existed with us for so long. And what this bill, I'm hoping it will do, although I admit it may not be the panacea to everything, it would at least create a bigger space and room for us to all maneuver. And for institutions to know that you are mandated to ensure that you don't sit there with your handsome face and tell me that because I'm a woman and I'm an actress and blah, 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 I can't do this. Who told you that? Just watch me. Who told you that? It's not, if it's not in your power to stop me, don't. And now that we have a legal framework within which you and I have to operate, I'm expecting that a lot of these walls that we have erected will crumble. So we can take our place of pride.
Indeed. So, I mean, it's a good big step.
It is a bold big step.
Indeed. I want us to go back to your constituency and talk about some of the...
But before you go there, can we acknowledge a few of the women and men who have made this possible?
Yes, please.
I want to show love to Nana Oye Bampuado, Otiko Jaba, Patricia PJ. Now the caucus chair is Adjoan Toso, Helen. Yeah, all these women. And the mother, I wrote on my Facebook page, the mother of this bill is Sheila Premomenka.
True.
Aiko warrior woman. Aiko. I was in the last workshop that was held by the committee. Even though I'm not a member of that committee, I participated in their workshop. And it was just such a breath of fresh air seeing what commitment, dedication can do. And women, thank you. Right Honorable Speaker, Alban Sumana, Kingsford Bagway. Mr. Speaker, salute, sir. I mean, to think that he wanted to do this before he got up and asked us to take a break for some months. He was so determined. I'm sure that we would not, he wouldn't say sitting is suspended, adjourned sine day, bam. That would not have happened if he hadn't passed. Like, the commitment has just been phenomenal. It's just been so rewarding to be in the chamber and see how all of this have come together. And kudos also to the current minister for the work that she also brought to make this happen. We thank all of them for the dedication to the cause of women.
So now let's go back to your constituency. What projects, would you consider that you brought to your constituents there?
So I've been really interested in the human capital development of my people. I think that an infrastructure is as good as the human person also doing well. So for years, before even I became a member of parliament, I've always given opportunities for skills development. And it's one of the reasons why I'm Mama Jamadu. So upon being elected as the member of parliament, I've committed a lot of my resources to those who make it out of SHS and need a little something to go to the university. So every year I make sure at least minimum 50 people get a little token from me to help them with their school fees. I renovated the library in Kliko. I've helped build a chip compound. And now it's a clinic because we have added they can do maternity services there as well. The Aflawo market is very big, but a lot of the women are in the sun. So I built a shed for them. I'm planning to do another one. And I made a decision also to try and finish some of the things that my predecessor has started. So, for example, the police station in the market, Fifi Kwete started. I finished it. I've bought the furniture. And also I booked an appointment to see the IGP about it for the opening.
Sending personnel there.
Well, sending personnel and also opening it for use. So I've done that as well. And I think what they love most is the fact that in the 4th year now that I've been a member of parliament, the number of times the sea has terrorized us, and the fact that I don't leave them to their fate when this happens. So you provide relief items, you give food, medication. Medication. I support my hospital like 110%, and they will attest to it themselves. I provide them with so much medical aid because, as I said, I'm interested in the human capital. I think we think of development usually in infrastructure. What
does that mean?
Have you put a block in the earth? Like, have you built a structure? But the structure can be there. But I think that what's most important is affecting the life of the people. For you to think outside the box and see the opportunities and the possibilities that you have. So I've been focused on that.
I mean, where do you hope to take K2 South in the next 4 years?
I'm waiting for President John Dramani Mahama to win the election so I can go and demand my pound of flesh for my people. And I've told him I'm mentally, physically, emotionally ready for the battle so that he can come back to power and assist us with the infrastructure bit. What I want is opportunity for all, and especially the women, for them to have a modern market, because we like trading. People must be economically empowered. They should be taught how to fish for themselves. After all, how much does an MP have that I can be just doling out like that, you see? So I'm focused on the human capital that I have, which is a lot. It's a huge constituency.
So I want us to look at the campaign, the 24-hour economy. I also want you to, touch a little bit on the significance of the female running mate factor going into the elections.
We talked about Professor when she became the first female vice chancellor of a university, Cape Coast. And that was huge. That was such a leap. Her appointment is like affirmative action bill. Because it had never happened before.
It had never happened.
And the other reason why I'm excited about her being picked is the fact that she and I served under and with President John Dramani Mahama. And I recall vividly discussion on her facilitating either a grant or a loan for the country, for her sector, and insisting that there be consideration of having sanitary towels as part of the whole package. And I thought, wow, to be at that place, that high place, and still be interested in the little people, in quotes, in some village that maybe she's not even going to, but caring enough to say it's an issue. So this policy must address it. I've loved her from that day till, like, my heart just goes boom, boom when I see her. For her. Because it showed me that I'm on the right path. We have to learn to care for one another and to give to others what we have received, where ordinarily they wouldn't have received it. And so I'm so grateful to President Mahama for nominating her again to run with him.
And then there is the 24-hour economy.
Yes, that magical wand. I told you in my story that I used to cook. And if there was a policy that had incentives to make me run that business in 3 shifts, I'll be very rich. Mama's Kitchen could close late. It was not structured. What we are proposing, or what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC is proposing, is that it should be more structured with incentives, with real legs for it to stand on, not haphazardly done, not intuitively done, but structured in a way so that, as he said, for example, if it's the banking sector, more police will be employed, so you can run your shifts and we don't have to wait for you to come in the morning 8 and then by 4 o'clock we are rushing to go there because they're about to close. And look, for those who say that it's already working, pray you don't fall sick and you have to be rushed to a hospital at night. And you see whether 24 hours is working. The fact that there's a skeletal staff left in place is not the same as during the day when you go there. And most of us, you see, and I find it pretty hypocritical. We all travel outside of this country and we see the efficiency with which the 24-hour system works. It's not done on I want to basis. It's done because there are things put in place properly, so-called, and gives you confidence that you can do this. How else are we hoping to address this issue of unemployed graduates, really? There's a magic wand that you haven't used it in 7 years or 8 years. Where is the magic wand? You can throw about all these figures and tell yourself that you have done it. But the reality is in the face of you and I. It's in your family. It's in your constituency. It's in your region. It's in the country. And if I have a headache and I'll tell you that I have a headache and you say, no, it's your nail that is broken. What kind of thing is that anyway? What is that? We say we don't have jobs, we are looking for jobs. And there's a policy that's coming that you should be happy about. But we are so polarized that your aim is not to see how would it work, but how it cannot work. Yeah, it's so exhausting. So exhausting.
Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? 5? Okay, let's do short term. Where do you see yourself in the next 5?
In the next 5, I'll be in Parliament. I'm winning my primaries hands down. So I'll still be the blessed member of Parliament for Ketu South. And I'm hoping that I'm winning with my party. And so I should be able to do more and better because our policies will be different. And my expectations will not change, is that the people of Ketu South should do well. In fact, womanhood should do well. That passion will not dry. Beyond the politics, I'm hoping that I'll have time to enjoy my grandchildren.
Right. How many of them have you got?
You're looking for trouble for me. So I have both biological and step grandchildren, because my husband had children before I married him, and his children's children are my grandchildren too. True. That's the thing with my family. We didn't raise our children not to feel that I'm their mother. So I have room in my heart for all the grandchildren. And nephews and nieces' children are all my grandchildren. And I this morning I was with 2 of them in their grandmother's house. She wasn't there herself, but I was with them in their house. They are not too far from me, and I want to make time to be able to be in their lives. I love children. So in the next 5 years, a lot of commitment and dedication, more commitment and dedication to my constituency, and also self-growth. I want to write more of the things that I scribble, probably publish poetry. I write a lot of poems.
We're looking forward to your collection.
Some young child deceived me that he was going to work on it for me. I gave the poems to him, and I'm still looking for you.
We'll have to find that person. As we wind down, usually we do something wonderful for all the phenomenal ladies who come. 2 things. First will be a beautiful package from our sponsors. So we've got Kel Kids toothpaste, Kel Charcoal, we've got Kel 360, and then we've got the Roma mosquito coil as well, all from our sponsor Samara Company Limited. Thank you so much for coming. But that's not all. We also have our symbolic stool for you, and I'm sure you have the actual one, don't you?
I do. But the miniature will look nice on my table.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
And that's exactly where we want you to put it. It's got your name on it. And we got it right. Honorable Abla Dzifa Gomashie.
Hey, I've arrived though. I've really arrived. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
And the queen that you are.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too for coming. We are so blessed to have you here. And I tell the women who have inspired me when they come here, because I don't want this to be just one of those things I do for money. But when I sit in that chair and I talk to the women, it inspires me. Well, it reminds me of not only why I do this, but why I looked up to the women that I looked up to up until now. And thank you for being that person for me. Please take your seat before I cry.
We are doing something right. We are celebrating each other. We are patting each other on the back. We are feeding off each other. You may say that you've seen me do a lot and you admire. And I truthfully, honestly, my hand on my heart, say that I admire your eloquence, your poise, and your professionalism. You're doing well.
Thank you.
You're doing
Thank
well.
you. I appreciate that. It means
Yes.
a lot to me. If you missed our show, please watch a playback on YouTube and on Facebook. Just search the PL show. From me and from Mama, the Honorable Abla Dzifa Gomashie, is goodbye. We'll see you same time next Sunday here on this channel. I'm Keminni, Amanor. Bye-bye. Hey! 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 Nobody! Hey!
Somebody!
I will die with you.
I am my boy. Guarantee, sir.
My love.